Hello everybody, my name is Matthew. I'm one of the main contributors of recalot.com, and today I will give you a short tool demonstration. Recalot is a recommendation web service. It's RESTful, modular, and cross-platform compatible and so on. And today I will show you how you can connect a data source, perform an offline evaluation, and use the same algorithm for productive usage. And because it's RESTful and it's kind of annoying to perform all these requests manually, I have developed a portal, which is basically a helper tool, and you can use it to perform these requests. You can configure your instance, your Recalot instance, and the website stores the instance in the local storage, so the servers don't store anything. So let's start with the first step, how you can connect the data source. I go on the data page, and here I have a list of all available data sources. Film Trust, ML, Movie Lens, MySQL, Steam, and so on. And I take the Film Trust because it's very small and should connect very fast. So here I have again the list of the available data sources. Film Trust is highlighted, and the result of the request. So Film Trust has a configuration. This is the configuration, and with a click on the plus, a form is created which you can just fill out and submit, and then you have the right request, and the data source will be connected if everything is filled out correctly. So in our case with Film Trust, we just have to enter the ID. So Film Trust it's easy. So I submit the form. It's not connecting, so it's done. This was fast. Film Trust is connected with some interactions, items, and users. And now we can use this data source for an offline experiment. And for the offline experiment part, I go on the experiment page and I take the bulk experiment. Here we have one big text area, and I can post a JSON of an experiment here. Here I have an array with 2 experiments with the experiment ID, with some metrics, and the metrics are the coverage, the recall with multiple instances and multiple configurations. So the first part, this is a comma separated list. Here's the comma, and the as separates the access ID and the instance ID. So I can use the instance ID to configure the recall. So for example, the recall 5 has a top n of 5 elements, and the recall 10 top n of 10 elements. And the recommendation list works the same. It's a comma separated list, but you can use 1 if you want. This is the access key, and this is the instance key, and here is the configuration of the instance. Every recommendation approach can have a different configuration, so you can check this out on the recommender website. And we perform the test on the source ID, on the Film Trust source, with an n-fold cross validation. For this, we take the random n-fold splitter, and this is the configuration of the splitter with a random seed of 1 and with 3 folds. So this is a bias and personal ranking algorithm, and our second experiment is just the most popular, just to have something to compare. So I start the experiments. Okay, everything is green. The experiments the requests are done, and now we can take a look on the running experiments. So just experiment 1 is running, and maybe something is finished. Yeah, it's the second experiment is finished, and here again it's the same concept. On the left side I have an overview, and on the right side it's the detail view. And we have the the second experiment on the film trust data source. It's done. These are the params that were used for the training of the experiment. Here's everything, just in case if you want to check out what experiment you have done, what configuration you used, and it's 100% done with one recommender, with the most popular recommender, and this is the result. So let's check the second one. It's still running, and it started training the recommender algorithm with the second split, with split 1, but I start with 0. So here again the params, it's 21% done, the recommender algorithm, and the result of the first one. And you can use the experiments in two ways. You can use one experiment for one recommender algorithm, or you can use multiple recommender approaches in one experiment. This has the advantage that the split is the same and the recommender algorithms are more comparable. For this part I just used multiple experiments with one recommender algorithm, just because of memory. If you have multiple recommenders in one experiment, you need a bunch of memory just to perform the experiment, and with this case not. So okay, let's update this. It's done. Okay, so we have our two finished experiments, the experiment with the bias and personal ranking and the experiment with the most popular, and we have two result lists. And because this is very hard to compare, I built an experiments overview with come in multiple steps. The first steps is to choose the recalot instance, and you can choose multiple instances if you have. I don't have. So the second step is you can select the tests you want to compare with each other. So we take our two, and in the next you get a table with all results just to compare them. And as I said before, FilmTrust is very small, so the effect of unbiased and personal ranking won't be very big, but as you can see, for example, the recall with top N5, it's quite a little bit better. Okay, this is how you can perform offline experiments, and now we come to the part where you can use, or where you can train a recommender in order to use the recommender in a productive environment. And this is a recommender page. This is our current list of recommendation algorithms, and yes, as you can see with the prefix, I have implemented a module with all LibRec experiments. It's just a wrapper, but we have all LibRec recommendation approaches here. So let's take something fast. So with a recommender MP is the most popular. Here again, the same concept. I have the configuration, I click on plus. The form is created, and omit view items. This is if the recommender algorithm omit items that the user already has viewed. Okay, this is okay. So the X is the instance ID will be most popular. This is okay too. And what source? FilmTrust is okay too. So I click on submit, and the recommender is not in training, it's done. So I can use the recommender. And for this, I just type rec the ID most popular and the user ID, for example 1. And now I get a list of items. This is very big, but this is okay because the algorithm don't have any configuration for this. And now I can use this this URI for whatever productive environment I want to use it. That's pretty much it. I showed how you can connect a data source and use this data source for an offline experiment and for productive usage. And yeah, I hope you will see me again. I don't see you, but yes, that's it. Thank you for watching.